Thomas Edward Patrick Brady is one of the greatest athletes in the history of sports. He is widely addressed as the greatest of all time. He has more wins than any player in NFL history. He also has more playoff wins, more Super Bowl wins, more touchdown passes. Look, he's a really good player. We're all familiar with how great Tom Brady is, whether or not we like him. Many of us are also familiar with the fact that he was a 6th round pick and that many people had no expectations for him. Brady was taken at pick number 199 in the 2000 draft. 6 quarterbacks were taken before Tom Brady. These players would become known as the Brady 6, and that is what our video is about today. How did these 6 quarterbacks do? How did they compare to Tom Brady? And where are they today? With the 18th pick in the 2000 NFL Draft, the New York Jets selected Chad Pennington. Pennington would prove to be a good and dependable starter for the Jets throughout the 2002 to 2004 seasons. In 2002, Pennington would lead the Jets to a 41-0 playoff win against Peyton Manning and the Colts. In a 2003 game, Week 11, Pennington would post a perfect quarterback rating against, once again, the Colts. However, Pennington would also have to battle a bad shoulder throughout most of his career, leading him to missing many games and his eventual retirement in 2012. Pennington would start against Brady in 10 games, but would only win 2 of them. In fact, when he started against Brady in Week 16 of 2003, he ended up throwing for 0 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. Chad Pennington would become the all-time leader in completion percentage with 66%. He would also become the only player to win Comeback Player of the Year twice. Despite all this, Pennington would never play in a Pro Bowl. Chad would play 11 seasons in the NFL before retiring. To reflect, Chad Pennington was a good quarterback. Was he better than Brady? In terms of completing percentage, yes. Everything else, no. These days, Chad Pennington is a coach for high school football. With the 65th pick in the 2000 NFL Draft, the San Francisco 49ers selected Giovanni Carmazzi. Carmazzi broke many of his school's records and was even nominated for a Walter Payton Award. Despite this, Carmazzi never took a single snap at the NFL level. Carmazzi is statistically better than Brady in several ways. Carmazzi has thrown 179 fewer INTs, fumbled 122 times less, and has been sacked 500 fewer times. To reflect, Carmazzi was a potential quarterback who never played. Was he better than Brady? Who knows, he may have been. Actually, we do know, kinda. In the 2000 Hall of Fame game, Carmazzi and Brady played each other. Carmazzi threw for 3 of 7 for 19 and lost 20-0. After the NFL, Carmazzi would go on to play for a few years in NFL Europe and the CFL. With the 75th pick in the 2000 NFL Draft, the Baltimore Ravens selected Chris Redmond. Redmond actually got a Super Bowl ring before Brady did, as he was part of the 2000 Ravens team. Redmond would not start for the Ravens until the 2002 season. He would start for 6 games until he suffered a season-ending injury in 2003. Redmond would later play for Atlanta from 2007 to 2011, before retiring from football altogether. In these games, he played alright but never really excelled. His most notable game would be a 2007 game against the Seahawks where he threw for 251 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. To reflect, Redmond was a mediocre quarterback. Was he better than Brady? No. These days, Chris Redmond is the owner of a car wash in southern Minnesota. With the 163rd pick in the 2000 NFL Draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers selected T. Martin. No, not that T. Martin. That's the one. T. Martin would never start a game for the Steelers and would get traded to the Raiders, where he also would never start a game. When he got put into a game in 2003 against the Chargers, he would go 2 for 11 with 0 touchdowns and 1 interception, ending with a QB rating of 1.7. He also fumbled twice that game. Yeah, needless to say, Martin had a rough time in the NFL. To reflect, T. Martin was a quarterback. Barely. Was he better than Brady? No. These days, T. Martin is an assistant head coach at Tennessee, the college. With the 168th pick in the 2000 NFL Draft, the New Orleans Saints selected Marc Bulger. Bulger never played with the Saints and was cut before the season. He was then signed and cut by the Falcons before finally being signed by the Rams. Bulger stepped in during Week 6 of the 2002 season and rallied the 0-5 Rams to finish with a 7-9 record. Not bad. In 2003, Bulger threw for 22 interceptions. Compare that to Brady's worst season, which was 14. Despite this, Bulger led the Rams to a 12-4 season and a first-round bye, where he'd eventually lose in double overtime to the Panthers. In 2004, Bulger led the Rams to an 8-8 record and a wildcard berth, thanks to a weak conference. Bulger also had the displeasure of playing with some really awful Rams teams. From 2002 to 2004, his record as a starter was 26-10. From 05 to 09, his record as a starter was a measly 15-44. Bulger would go head-to-head against Brady once in 2004. He would lose 22-40. Marc Bulger reached 1,000 completions in 45 games, which is the fastest in NFL history. The previous record was held by Drew Bledsoe, the quarterback that Brady replaced on the Patriots. Other than Brady, Marc Bulger is the only quarterback from the 2000 draft to have gone to a Pro Bowl. Between the two of them, Bulger and Brady have 16 Pro Bowl appearances, along with 3 MVPs and 6 Super Bowl rings. To reflect, Marc Bulger was a good quarterback. Was he better than Brady? No. Since retiring from the NFL, Bulger has picked up curling, oddly enough. Here's him in 2018 curling alongside with Jared Allen, and here he is in 2009, having his fumble returned for a touchdown by Jared Allen. With the 183rd pick in the 2000 NFL Draft, the Cleveland Browns selected Spurgeon Winn. Due to being an expansion team in 1999, the Browns got extra mid-round picks in the 2000 Draft. With one of these picks, they selected a QB with the last name Winn. As a good omen, I suppose. In the year 2000, Winn would go 22 for 54, throwing for 167 yards, 0 touchdowns, and 1 interception, with an abysmal rating of 41.2. Yeah, I'm not gonna beat around the bush here. This guy was bad. But so was the team he was on. In 2000, the Browns collectively threw for 9 touchdowns and 19 interceptions, and a QB rating of 63.4. Yeah, this team was bad. Real bad. The team went 3-13, so I guess drafting a guy named Winn didn't help them out too much. Maybe he'd fare better with a better team and a better coach. In 2001, he played for the Minnesota Vikings under Dennis Green. The Vikings, who had gone 11-5 the previous year, went into Week 15 with a 5-8 record, eliminated from playoff contention. Winn would play the last 3 games of the season. In these games, the team would lose by a combined score of 19-76. In these games, Winn would throw for under 50%, 1 touchdown, 6 interceptions, 10 sacks, and an abysmal rating of 38.6. To put that in perspective, Brady had a rating of 108.6 in the 2017 playoffs. The playoffs! And Winn was taken over Brady. Teams, scouts, offices, they all thought higher of this guy than Tom frickin' Brady! In the 10 games where Winn took a snap, Winn's team would win exactly 0 of them, making his name quite ironic. To reflect, Spurgeon Winn was an awful quarterback. Was he better than Brady? No, absolutely not. These days, Spurgeon Winn works as an energy broker in Houston. So there you have it, 6 quarterbacks that teams thought would be better than Brady back in 2000. I guess the lesson we all can take away from this is that people may, and probably will, doubt you, but you can prove them wrong. So don't be shy about trying. Go and put yourself out there. You'll never know if you never try. No one had high expectations for Tom Brady, and he tried. Now look at him. Think of what you can do. Now, go out and accomplish your dreams. This has been Savage Brick Sports. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe for more.